you've ever played with the dodge and burn tools, you know there's one slight problem with them, and that is when you use a tool like the burn tool, it is actually affecting the layer itself. So as you make changes to it, it is actually changing the pixels of the image. So one option would be to duplicate the background layer and work on a copy, but that's really unnecessary because we can take advantage of a unique kind of layer option we have. What we do is we add a new layer. I'm going to hold down the Option or Alt key as I click on this Create a New Layer button. And I do that just so I can get this dialog box open. And what we do is change the mode from Normal to Overlay. Once we do that, this dialog box, or I should say this checkbox, becomes available, Fill with Overlay Neutral Color. So we'll go ahead and click that, and then click OK. And what happens is a new layer gets added. It's filled with 50% gray, and the mode is in this overlay. And if I just hide this and then show it, you'll see that it truly is neutral. No change has been made to the image. But now what it allows me to do is I can use my paintbrush to give the equivalent of dodging and burning. So the first thing I need to do is press D just to get my default colors of black and white. I need a slightly bigger brush. I'm going to use the right bracket key just as a quick way to make my brush bigger. And you can see up in my opacity I have it set to a fairly low number, like 18%. Now as I paint, you can see I'm doing the equivalent of burning, but look at my layers palette, you can see it's just getting a slightly darker gray. If I want to do any dodging, I simply have to switch colors. I'll press X to switch, so white becomes my foreground color. And now when I'm painting with this very light white color, I'm doing the equivalent of dodging. Now there's some real advantage to this. The first one, of course, is I can always go back and change my mind by doing further painting, or I can hide the layer completely if I don't like it, or I can even lower the opacity if the effect is just a little too intense and lower it down quite a bit. Or of course the other bottom line is if you've tried printing this, you don't like it, you can throw that away completely. So it's a great way to be able to dodge and burn with a lot more flexibility. So next time you're thinking of clicking on the dodge and burn tools, you might want to consider using this kind of overlay neutral layer. I'm Dave Cross. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you again next time soon on another episode of Video Tips for Photoshop.